Well then, ladies and gentlemen, 88 laps later and we are here in the season finale with two title protagonists still in the fight to win it all. Here in Apprentice League Season 18, we're here in Kota, aka the season finale of this lovely championship that has provided chaos at every opportunity, every single one of the 5 tracks, and all of our many podium sitters this season can be proud of what they've achieved no matter where they finish in the standings, because not many people have completed all races. In fact, I believe only the top 4 have, including Election, Juan, Axis, Jara, and then down in P8 in the standings currently is Mystic, as we're seeing Gale Pratt and Claire on debut crossing the line to complete the first laps and last laps. Actually not last laps at all, so not too sure what I'm talking about there. I'm joined by once and always who has become a very much legendary co-commentator here in the lower leagues of Ultimate Racing 2D, and the absolute legend of commentary over in the mobile server, none other than the Austrian Larry.
Yeah, hello, hi, I'm happy to be here. I found my way into the main leagues of the PC server for the first time ever. And yeah, I also don't have much idea about the track. It looks a lot bigger than the average mobile track, with also 41 lap time by Alexion currently being the best one. So yeah, obviously on mobile we got the big shortcuts in the final corner, which kind of makes it unraceable. But yeah, that's how I'm looking here.
Indeed, it is 10 drivers on the grid. As mentioned, we do have a debutant of Claire on the grid. I believe Argentine. Oh, actually, no, they're not. That was someone else completely. Claire is French. Has been joining a couple lobbies with myself and the other Mazer and Zipex drivers throughout the week. Just under a minute to go. And Toaster, I'm going to ask you the $1 million question here. Before we finish qualified, who do you back for the championship? Is it the German Election or is it Mr. Spain, Juan?
I think Juan has been on a lot better form recently with the dominance of Bahrain. But, you know, Election's got the points advantage, so you've got to say the ball's in his court, as one would say.
Indeed, only 4 points as well.
Yeah. So it's well close. It should be exciting towards until the end of the race here on the final lap. Hopefully we get like a final corner move or something. But we're now on the final lap of qualifying here. Kalicka is on provisional pole at the moment. From the 2 title protagonists of Lokshin and Juan. Is that Mathagil in his FL name in P4? Mystic, one of Ben's favourite drivers. I've got no idea why. In P5. Axis, who is an old-timer in P6. And yeah, hopefully it is going to be a good race.
It is, as we see Kalicka, second race in and has pole position here. Well then, 16 laps, the title protagonists 2 and 3, and in their second race in history, Kalicka on pole, no more delay. We're on our way, and it's a soft start from number 1. Kalicka leading the way into turn 1, gets away very well. Election in the top, leader has already got a gap, as we're seeing Claire and Alex fighting at the back there. Polak trying to send it down the outside of Mystic and Mathagil there. Mystic is up into P4. It's been an insane start from the American driver here at home. He will feel welcomed in, probably stayed at home and had cereal in his own house before the race. Kalicka and Election going too wide. Election takes the lead in what will be a great advantage to his title hopes here today. It is 4 points the gap between Election and Juan, who is just tumbling down the seconds there from Election. Unfortunately, we don't seem to have the timing graphic up on the top left of your screen, as Election is looking to send a move down the inside of Kalicka, who does not care about any championship from any one as Mathigo pushed off the track there, sarcastically commenting, not meant to be, but it's funny, so we will allow it. The two Zipex drivers going too wide here. They are in a VC with each other, so I'm sure it was all pre-planned from Gale Pratt, who's probably singing French anthems there up in P5. Toaster and Larry, insane start to the race here, and Election is looking almost dead set on for the lead and maybe a championship win here today.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of difficult to tell right now because the graphic is showing us the fastest lap right now. I think it's Pollock with the fastest lap after lap 1 in his what seems to be his final race in AL. There's Alex ahead of... Yeah, now we skip away from him. We go back to the fight for P1. That's Kalika still leading from pole position ahead of the German Alexian, who tries to fight for the title against Juan. But he's still got a very nice gap already, heading down the main straight now, the back straight, and he goes into the lead, covering off the inside there as well, and there's no chance for Kalitka to get back with any switchback opportunities, or is there? No, there's not. Alexian now in P1.
Indeed, Kalitka will have to stay in P2 for now on the softer tyres. However, they do wear out very, very quick. Sends a move down the inside of Election into turn 1. That corkscrew there. Is corkscrew? I think corkscrew is the right term for it. I'm not too sure. I'm talking nonsense. But Kalitka has the lead of the race. Mathigo is struggling down there in P10 after being pushed up. We finally see the timings come on. This is totally not a re-recording of commentary. Claire missing an axe is having a jolly good fight here for P7 position here. 10 drivers on the grid. But numbers don't seem to matter in Apprentice League. It is the gift that keeps on giving as Mystic launches a move down the inside and outside of Axis. Both drivers go off the track, and Claire is up into P7 on debut here. Very, very good work from the Frenchman. On the hunt now for SDL Alex as Election leads Kalitka. Now, 2 seconds is the gap, Toaster. Do you think there's anything still in this for Juan on the medium tyres, or has Election got this in the bag?
Everything is possible here, but it seems like it's a battle for the win between Kalitka and Election right now. Juan has fallen back a little bit, although has gained around half a second there as they go around the back straight into the windy sector 3, round that long right-hander. But anything's possible for Juan, as we hope for a good and close title fight here. But yeah, they are on the same tie as the title rivals though, so that is a definitive gap unless Juan can stage an undercut late on the race when they start pitting, probably around lap 10 probably for the medium compounded tyre. Soft goes off quite quickly around the track with all the turns, and there's quite high deg in PC leagues, running on, is it 1 tyre wear or something? So it's quite high. Has a big lag rocket there. Bit of lag there from Mystic.
Oh, early stop from Kalika right here, going for a hard tyre. Is he gonna get the slipstream from Gelprat? I don't think so. Alexian has managed to get a little gap over him before that. But of course, Juan with an even bigger gap to the top 2. Juan and Alexian have been trading 1s and 2s most of the season. Only at France, the winner has been Strudel, also in his only race. That's one driver that I know from the mobile leagues.
Indeed, won by 13 seconds, got banned, refused to comment, and is on his charge for JL and CL, and I'm sure will follow suit in UL soon enough, as Gilprad is running up in the heights of P4. That is very, very cool to see. Election out of the pits, just ahead of Kalitka. They're too wide, coming out of the pits for Election on the hard tyres, as Kalitka does indeed take the lead here in Kota through the S's. Beautifully made track by Guzzy Man. Another Guz special in this calendar, and hopefully many more to come into next season. 4 points is the gap between Juan and Election, who seems to be staying out on the track on the hopes of rain or something, but of course no rain in Apprentice League. for Juan, unfortunately, and Kalitka and Elikshin are already within a second of Juan. Tossing and turning here are the German and I believe Argentine driver. I believe Kalitka is the one from Argentina, so a little bit of ping on their car. However, it does not seem to be interfering with this battle whatsoever. It's a beautifully stage 1 and 2 fight here for Elikshin and Kalitka, as we're going to move away from that battle, look at the other one and come back in a second. We don't care about that one clearly, as Kalitka launches a move down the inside of Elikshin. Elikshin comes back on the outside. Like I said, 4 points is the gap currently as it stands between Elikshin and Juan. 53 in the standings. 18B in Journeyman League was the closest UR2D season ever. I had the pleasure of commentating it alongside Guzzyman for most of those races. 1 point was the difference by race 5. Lexus Kata separated by 1 point after the Spa Francorchamps Grand Prix. It looks like Gilprad is in the pit while he's driving backwards into the pit lane. Oh no.
That's not ideal.
That could be
big mistake there.
Penalty or DSQ or race ban for the Frenchman there, bro. And he's typing in the chat. Oh Jesus! Let's get away from Gilprad's screen as soon as possible, please. And now we look on Axis. But like I said, Spa Francorchamps, the race actually won by Go 14, but Lexus and Kata split by 1 point on the final day in the standings. Lexus taking it all. We could have another situation like this, but it will take some serious legs from Juan in the final stint here. He has done mediums. He stayed out long as Kalitka launches a move to the inside, but we're not going to get to see it. This is some Formula 1 TV directory if I've ever seen it, but it does look like Kalitka has the lead of the race, which is allowing Juan 53 to catch up time very well. RMC in his name. Will we see him driving for RMC and UL? Actually no, because they're disbanding, and I doubt we'll see Juan in UL just by next season, unfortunately, as Kalitka has actually a little bit of a gap on Elikshin here. Kalitka could go for the race win here. Very interesting to see Matthew on the soft tyres on the hunt for Axis, and Gilprad were in a little squabble for PA. But it will be very interesting to see the gap between Juan and Elikshin, which seems to just be gapping more and more around that 2.5 second mark. Came down from 3 when Kalitka launched that move on Elikshin into turn 1, but from then it's remained just about over 2 seconds, coming a little bit down through the S's. Juan on those better tyres, however, they will wear out quite quickly towards the end of the race as Matthew gets past Claire and is now on the hunt for Axis and the Frenchman of Gilprad. Big fights going on at the back, but we seem to be focusing on the fight that matters most, as Juan has had big improvements there in Elikshin. The gap is 1.5 seconds. Claire DNFs this championship fight as well on here.
Yeah, it seems like there's quite a big spread in terms of the skill of this field. Of course, there's some of the drivers that just are gonna storm through the ranks in the different leagues here. Elikshin might be one of them. He's actually, I think, doing better on PC on average than he is on mobile, even though he's also shifted a gear in the current seasons. And yeah, Kalitka is now up there as well. He of course took his first maiden podium last time out at Bahrain here. But yeah, it's pretty big gaps right here, but I'm really impressed by how composed the battle between Kalitka and Elikshin was while it was raging. How about Gilprad with the mistake earlier, trying to go around the outside of the hairpin, but there's another one coming up after the back straight. Is Alex gonna send it up the inside? He's having a look. Oh, and Gilprad maybe scared into the off-road a little bit.
Indeed, Alex looking for the switch back, but there was no back to the switch as he hits a little bit more of gravel. That made absolutely no, it made sense in my head, nothing came out. But Mystic, shout out to Mystic, up in P5, but even more of a shout out, Mr. Polak on his final race in the UR2D leagues, up in P4, 6 seconds the gap's P3, 10 seconds is the gap's P4, world of his own, and that will be a good farewell. Oh my goodness, far too late for this commentary. Farewell to racing here in Apprentice League with just about 3 laps to go for Alex, who's getting a move launched down the outside. Rear mirrors full of pink as Matthew sends it through on SDL Alex, who can only watch as he gaps him even further, now setting his sights on Axis. It does look like we've got a little fight up at the top between Elikshin and Kalitka, but all seems to be lost from Juan 53, now a further 3 seconds back from Election. Was catching quite a bit in the last few laps, however. Maybe a couple mistakes there that we've missed as Matthew and SDO Alex are in a lag rocket. SDO Alex hits a bit of gravel there. Matthew on those softs, but they are wearing very, very fast with 2 laps to go as Kalitka and Election too wide, it seems, as we start the final lap of the race here in Kota. It has been an insanely well worked season here. Mr. Toaster has been alongside me for most of it, so it looks like it is going to be Election who takes the win here.
Yeah, it's going to be probably Election because Juan has got a bit of a gap to catch up on 1 lap. As the top 2 who have been stuck together throughout the rest of this race, round the final complex corners, as Clicker rounds the big error there. We're going to go into the line as Clicker.
It's going to be Kalitka who gets the win. But
and Election wins the championship.
He does indeed. They say German conductors are always on time. Well, Election is right on time here to start his upward trajectory here in the PC League. He is your AL Season 18 champion of the world.
Yes.
Fantastic.
Glückwunsch, Election. Also, of course, one of my colleagues from UMRL actually ended up to commentate to be the most active commentator in the first half of the UMRL season. So great to actually see him not only be an icon for the laws in the leagues, but also now for his skill, apparently.
Indeed, it was in a debut, maiden win for Kalitka as well. Maybe a little preview to what's to come from the Argentine driver. Also with the fastest lap, 41.6, great time for a fastest lap around Apprentice League. Election P2 had to settle for the second step of the podium. However, I'm sure he will not mind all too much as he is your championship winner. He done it in OMRL Mobile's bottom league, and it is very much safe to say Election is here and ready to stay in the PC leagues as well as the mobile. Juan 53 in P3 fought very well throughout the later stages of the season. P2, 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 P1 in Bahrain with a very dominant win, and he will be P3 here today. Just P2 in the standings, and I believe Axis actually ended up getting P3 in the standings in the end as well, which is very, very cool to see. Then it was Polak, his final race in Apprentice League. P4 Mystic and Gilprad, the Zipex duo, dynamic duo, P5 and P7. That's personal bests almost for both of them. Gilprad a little bit further down from his podium last week, with Axis just splitting the two in P6, P3 in the standings for him, which is an incredibly well worked result and well deserved result for him as well. A very clean driver and one that is loved by just about everyone who races side by side with him. It was Mathigo, maybe not the best strategy. It seemed a little mistake at the start, or pushed wide at the start, I'm not too sure. Tried to go on the alternate strategy onto the softs at the end, did not quite work for him. And FCL Alex, last driver on track with Claire's DNF. Great seasons from Alex and Claire, unlucky debut. But I'm sure much more to come. Toast's final thoughts as well as Larry just after Toast's.
What a fantastic weekend for Election in total, because he also won OMRL, the lowest mobile league. So a fantastic championship winning weekend for him. So congratulations to him, and Kalitka with the pole. He didn't quite lead every lap, but close enough. And the fastest lap. So hopefully we get a good season next season.
Absolutely.
And hopefully I'll be commentating. Who knows?
Well,
but anyway,
been a pleasure
it's been
this
fun.
season with you, Toaster and Larry. I believe, actually, I'm just thinking, we've housed your PC commentary debut. So how's it?
No, that's not entirely true, because I've commentated a few of the first rounds of CPL Season 1 back in summer of 24.
Main leagues.
And also CPL Round 3, but that's my first full PC race that I'm commentating. That's true. And it's actually one of the mobile icons, and now maybe also PC icons, Election, actually coming out on top of the championship. Very nice on a crazy day for, I think, both servers, I would say. I've just had a crazy UML race. The video is going to be the worst ever, but it might be the best race ever. So, yeah.
Indeed. Indeed. Well, if next season is
I
even half
agree.
as good as this one, I wonder why. I wonder why. And I'm not even going to spoil anything. Go watch the Mobiles server UMRL Race 10 Season 7. You do not want to miss it. It was very, very good
You
one.
really don't.
It was very good, very, very, very great. There's a Trump impression. I've waited until now. But it was a very, very well fought 88 laps over 5 races, 5 different countries, and only one champion, which was the German election. A moment and a statement of intent from the German into the next coming seasons. I heard a big move is on in CL as well, which is the F2 equivalent here in Apprentice League, only the 4th tier of racing. But yeah, election moving up the ranks very, very quickly here in Apprentice League, following the footsteps maybe of a Ricky Boy in the bottom league for a little while, and then jump up sporadically and is now challenging at the top of CL. So we'll wait and see what happens. But from all of us in the commentary box, everyone who's commentated over the season, all the racers, all I believe 20-something racers that have taken part over this season, all the debuts, all the wins, all the podiums, all the points, and all the last place finishers. For all of them, thank you very much. It's been an absolute honour to commentate yet another season of Apprentice League Racing. I believe actually my 6th, which makes me feel rather old. It's been a long time coming since Austria, and I am very, very excited to start next season off, hopefully with another bang. From all of us here in Apprentice League, it's been an honour, and we will see you all later. Adios.
See ya.
Good night.